Peace, love, and light, my beautiful guys and goddesses. I am Queen Spirit, and welcome to Veggie Me Please. Because you know, and I know, and everybody else know, honey, Veggie Me Please is all you need. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I know everyone is doing well, so I ain't even gotta ask. We are journeying, we are not rushing, we know this is not a marathon, we are taking our time and we are walking and we are striding. The one thing I can say about us, honey, is we got a mean walk. When we walk through, all heads turn. So let's not rush it, let's walk slow so that we can be noticed, inspired, admired, and adored. Because that's who we are. We are some wonderful, wonderful beings. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I'm not going to keep you long. I'm just going to give you some more of those wonderful gems that I love to drop to you guys on this journey, because we are healing together, we are elevating, we are coming together as one, and we are putting out unconditional love out in this universe. We are living with a grateful, grateful heart. I know you guys got up this morning and just thank God just for opening up your eyes, and we are continuing to bring that type of energy back into this universe where it belongs. So let's go. Y'all know I took some notes, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that every gem that comes to me, I give it back and I pass it on. I pay it forward, honey. I don't have to keep them because I get them all the time. So I am paying it forward to you and to everyone. My intentions for this video and all of my videos is for it to reach as many people as it can, to help them on their journey. And if it can't reach them, for it to reach someone else and they pass it along. But I am here to pass on good, valuable information that will help you along on your journey. I look like you. I have been through some things that you have been through. I am super understanding because I didn't just get here. And this ain't my final destination. But I done been through some things just to get to this point. And I'm enjoying the journey because I know where I came from. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to continuously journey. Don't be in a rush. Let's just journey, and we're gonna journey in a positive way. We're not going backwards, we're going forward. So first and foremost, I want you to tell yourself and understand and know this. Listen to me. Cut off the music. Listen to me. You cannot change your past, but you can create a magnificent future. You have the choice to change your future. We have that power. Like Back to the Future. We can't change the past. I don't even want to change my past, because if I wouldn't have went through what I went through, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you. I have a purpose, and that's more valuable to me and more meaningful to me than what I've been through in my life. Yeah, I've been through some things and it hurt real bad. But at the end of that storm, my rainbow is I'm helping someone else who cannot see past their pain. I'm letting them see that it is a light at the end of the tunnel. And for that, I'm okay with what I've been through because I have a purpose, and I'm actually able to experience something far more greater than the hurt that I went through. Y'all don't hear me. But y'all gonna hear me. So definitely know that you cannot change your past, but you can definitely dictate your future. And I want you to take that like a grain of salt. You can dictate your future. The choice is up to you. Only you. Next, what I want you to do is imagine, what does your future look like? If you can have your future right here in this moment and wake up to it every day, like tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to be in your most Imagine your fun, your whatever your imagination can take you to at this point. What does your future look like? And tomorrow you can wake up in that future. What does that look like for you? I want you to take some time and think about it. These are exercises I did with myself. While I was writing these down, I did these exercises with myself. And when I get to the next part, and the next parts, honey, it's going to be amazing to you, because it's going to be like, it's going to make you sit back and say, for real. So definitely I want you to sit back and think about, what does your future to you, your best future, your best self look like? And I want you, once you have that thought in your head, in your mind's eye, I want you to start waking up to that energy every day. I want you to start preparing yourself and knowing in yourself that you have the power to create that future. Because what you do is you activate your future self, and you tell your future self that you truly believe that there's a better version of yourself. And then what happens is you start walking towards your better self. You start doing things that you normally wouldn't do because you want to see this better version of yourself. Hence to say myself, like I said, I do yoga. Never thought I would do yoga. I tried it one time a long time ago and didn't like it. I was like, oh, no, this is not for me. But now I enjoy it. I embrace it. Meditating, I need it. It's like, I can't wait to get into meditation. I can't wait to go to sleep at night just to get the gems that are going to be dropped. I'm energetic when I go out in the sun and I sunbathe. It's like, man, it's an amazing journey. So definitely wake up in that energy every day and watch the things that are going to start coming across your timeline, not just like your Facebook timeline, your Instagram timeline, but your timeline period. That's going to be pushing you, because once you activate, like it's like a button, once you activate your higher self, they're not going to let you stay in your lower self. They're going to keep on trying to push you to allowing them to come out. You done woke them up, so they want to come out. They want to play. Let them come out and play. So every day, wake up in that energy of your future self, your best self, and watch how that future manifests right in front of you, right in front of your eyes. The next thing is, I want you to be open to new things. What you have been doing up until today is what got you where you're at today. So now we have to do better things or different things to get us to that next phase, because what we did in our past, it can't get us past here. It's like, you know, when you roll the dice of Monopoly and they say, collect $200 when you pass go. And if you don't roll the right number, you might end up in jail. And then you still ain't gonna get that $200. If they don't collect $200, don't pass go. So you need the tools that's going to help you to elevate to that next level. And sometimes it's switching up what you did before. So definitely try out new things like meditation, yoga, sound baths, spiritual baths, sunbathing. Like I said, make a garden. Do things that you probably wouldn't have normally did, just to get you more connected with other types of energies and other types of frequencies and other types of vibrations and feelings. If you never did it, how do you know it's not going to work? Have you ever hugged a tree? Probably not, because one, you probably thought in your head what people was going to think you crazy, and then you probably thought, what was the purpose of it? But if you really think about a tree who has been here for far many more years than we can even imagine, and they're still standing straight up, giving us this wonderful oxygen that we breathe every day, and you don't think it might have some kind of magical something about it? That's how I think about it. It's like, whatever they got, I want some of it. So I don't care what people think. You have to come outside of your ego. Your ego is what have you thinking about what somebody else might think about you, if somebody else might think is crazy, if somebody else think is weird. I like being weird. I do. Because weird means that I'm somebody that they paying attention to. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to stand out. If I walked around here like everybody else, I wouldn't have my own identity. I would be just like everybody else. But when people see me, they know Queen Spirit is in the building, okay? So, yes, step outside of the norm and do what feels right for you. Like I said, what's right for me may not be right for you. I'm giving you the blueprint. We are journeying together. And a lot of things that work for me will not work for you. But I can point you in the right direction. It's up to you to utilize your tools to see what really works for you. But definitely meditation. Meditation is how you tap into your inner being. And your inner being will tell you what you need to do. It would tell you. You just have to be comfortable enough to trust that those thoughts that are coming from you are truly from you and your better self. Pray before you do. Just so you know for a fact, God got your back. And when you get in there and your inner self start talking to your inner voice, listen. Ask it, what do you need from me? What do I need to do? Help me to help us. And I'm telling you, it will come to you. But definitely be okay with stepping outside of the norm. It's a wonderful thing. And it's all about experience. One thing about it is our brains think. Our brains have the capacity of the depths of the ocean. Do you know how far the depths of the ocean are or is? Nobody does. So think about the expansion of how far your brain can expand. We don't even utilize the capacity that our brain is able to. Do you realize that? And you have the ability to think past, I don't know, because we don't know what the depths of the ocean is. Because you imagine, you can't even imagine. That's why I said, think of what your best self is, what your future self, and to you what your best self is. Now times that times a trillion, billion, gazillion, if that's even a word. Because you can't even imagine what your best self, the best part of you, could manifest in your life. We gotta, it's a meme. It's a little, not a meme, but a GIF or something, a reel, where this man be on there talking about some, you gotta think big, B. You gotta think big. And it was, when I first used to listen to it, it was funny. But now it's like, yeah, he really giving you some game. You gotta think big. You can't, your mind is so much greater than what you think it is. And we don't utilize that. We put ourselves, nobody else. My husband said something earlier today, and I swear, the more he's around me, he sounds like me. But he was like, we have to learn how to get out our own way. I had to learn that for myself. We have to learn how to get out of our own way. It is us. We put ourselves in a box because we do not feel that we are greater than what we truly are. I understand it. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. We have. We were created in the same image as God. He gave us. Let me tell you something. If you don't know, let me tell you, I'm going to let you know. When your mother and your father gets together and they make love, whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make love. Our parents made love. This came out of a love potion, honey. You can't tell me it didn't. So when they make love, you get DNA from your father and your mother. Your father's DNA came from his father and his mother. And a part of their DNA came from their mother and their father. But guess what? It all trickled down to the DNA that made you. So do you think God, when he made us and created us, we didn't get some of that DNA? we didn't get some of that magicalness that he has, how do you think you be coming up with them let me tell you something. Last night, I promise you, it was nothing in the refrigerator, my husband said. And me, I'm a vegan chef. I seen something in the refrigerator, but he seen nothing. And when I tell you, I should post it on this video, but if you follow me on Facebook, you will see, because I think I posted it yesterday. I made something amazing out of very bare minimum, and it was good and wasn't lacking anything. And I actually, when I made it, I said, God dang it, this needs to be on my menu. And it took very few ingredients, but it was amazing. Amazing. We have magical powers even outside of that. And the only reason why that is something that I'm thinking of is because I got to start thinking bigger. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm telling you, when I wrote my footnotes for this podcast, I did exercise with myself, and I even told myself, shame on you. Shame on you, Queen Spirit. Because I don't even think that big about myself. We put ourselves in this box because we have been told that we weren't great. We have been conditioned that it's only so far we can go. I never forget, and I had a situation with my daughter when she was in school, and this is one of those things, like I said, you can't change the past, but you can make sure that your future is amazing. I know this would never happen to no other child up under my watch, because I know that every child, any person can be amazing. But when my daughter was, we were staying at her school counselor, and she was an older, maybe like in her 50s, 60s, and I was probably in my 30s then. So yeah, she's probably in her 50s, 60s. She was a little seasoned. It was all African-American school. So it was when I first moved to Georgia is when I got to experience like Black excellence, like Black schools and Black managers and people in Black higher positions. I didn't experience that from where I was at. So it was amazing. So to actually sit down with a counselor, that looked just like me, I just really thought she was going to put some positivity into my daughter, and she did. And I didn't stand up for my daughter like I should have. She asked my daughter what did she want to be, because she was trying to build her schedule. And I think my daughter said she wanted to be a social worker. And the lady told her, she said, no, with your grades, you can't be that. And at that moment, I felt bad because I told my friend about it. And my friend was mad. She said, I would have, but I didn't have a voice then. I didn't. I was afraid of what would be said, how people would react. I wasn't that type of, but I should have stood up for my child at that moment and opened up my mouth and said that. So now any child that comes around me or cross my path, I don't care what somebody else told them. I let them know that you can be anything you want to be. You have to want to be it. And that's the God's honest truth. There's no lie about that. There's no fluff about that. You don't have to do anything to be what you want to be, but get inside yourself and be that person. So that's my little to-do. We have to start definitely thinking bigger, knowing that riches is more than what you think it is. Knowledge is power. Step outside of your cell phone. Step outside of your TV. Step outside of your home and just sit on the porch. Just sit on the porch. If you don't have a porch, sit on your patio. If you don't have no patio, sit on the steps. If you don't have no steps, go sit in your car. Just sit with the windows open. I do that sometimes too. I found a little pond and just sit in my car at the pond and just be in your thoughts and see how amazing you can be when you're not inside this square box. That's what you need. You need to for you to know how much you can expand, you have to be in an area where you can see expansion. You can't see expansion inside of this square. You can't, because all you see is this square. You can't see expansion inside of your home because all you see is these four walls. But when you go outside, outside is endless. As long as you keep making a left and a right, you can keep on going. You have to know that your brain, we are all a part of this universe. And your whole makeup is right in front of your face. But you have to be willing to tap into it and trust. Trust that you can think past anything that you ever thought you could be. No, seriously. An example that I came up with while I was doing my little worksheet. Think about Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump had a leg condition and didn't stop his mama from making sure he got a good education and whatnot or whatever. And Forrest sure loved him some Jenny, boy. He loved him some Jenny. But even with Forrest's limitations, his mental limitations and his legs, Forrest went on to do great things because his mama told him he could. And because of his mental capacity, he didn't believe anything else but what his mama said. Not with no, he would not believe he was a dummy. He didn't believe that he couldn't be this. He didn't believe he could not be great at anything because his mama told him he could. I'm telling you, I ain't your mama, but I'm your spiritual sister. I can be your spiritual mother. I can be your spiritual friend. I can just be one of God's wonderful angels that he sent me here, and this video came across your path. Whatever you need me to be to get you to realize the greatness in you, that's what I am. Because you are great. You have greatness in you. And if you step out of your own way, you just like kind of move to the side and let you come through. When you walk through, you will stride through. You wouldn't want to rush the process because you won't want it to be over so quickly. When you get to the finish line, what is it after the finish line? It's nothing. Okay, you get an award, and then what else? The race is over. Learn to embrace the race. Knowing that you're going to win the race, knowing you're going to get to the finish line, striding your stuff, strutting your stuff, ain't nothing like a confident person. Because you know that you have put in the work. You have did your due diligence. You are the shit. Everything you have created, somebody wants it. It is amazing. And you need to be seen, heard, whatever your flow is. Let it flow like the water. If we are made up of so much water, how come we trying to sit still, sit stern, and we just not flowing freely like the water? Have you ever just sat at the water and been mesmerized about the way the water just flows in and flows out, and it splashes and it flows in and it flows out? It just kind of mesmerizes you. That's us. We are walking and breathing water. Elements. We are everything wonderful, everything good. We are energy, spirit. Open up your mind, open up your heart. The reason why you can't think past go is because you got too much stuff on your heart. You have allowed your heart to get blocked. As kids, man, you have to get back to your childlike self. And it is a journey. That's why I said it's a journey. It's not a marathon. Ain't nothing can happen overnight. You can't just wake up and be like, oh yeah, I remember I'm gonna be a 5-year-old. No, you can't. It's levels to this. You take your time and you dip back in. But when we were kids, think about it. When we were kids, you couldn't tell us we couldn't be who. You couldn't tell us we weren't Superman, Batman, pirates, cops, robbers, doctors. We were whatever we thought we could be. Anything I imagined. Fairies. I was a rainbow. I was rainbow bright. I was a unicorn. Y'all can see it, can't y'all? I'm still one. Damn it, y'all don't see my little unicorn horn somewhere up there? Somewhere, but yeah, I'm a unicorn all day, every day, 365 and 1 day a year. But for real, we have to tap back into that kind of energy. And that's why sometimes tapping into some things that you used to do when you were a kid, playing jacks. I was outside playing hopscotch the other day. Like, just to tap back into that childlike energy. And that's where you start knowing how broad your mind is and how far it can take you. Because like I said, as kids, we had no limitations. We were the daredevils. We climbed trees. We dug up worms. We explored. We adventured. And that's how we became the people that we became today. We knew what we liked. We knew what we wanted. But it was no limits to our imaginations. And that's what we have to get into in this area of our lives. We have to expand. Think big. Think big. And last but not least, you have to journal. I wrote, just like I said, from writing out this podcast, I wrote me a mean journal note today because I started thinking about it. I was like, man, like I said, my limitations have been myself. I have to think outside of me and what I've already experienced. What more? I had to think, like, what is something I thought I couldn't do or I wouldn't be able to experience? And I wrote that in my journal and I made it amazing. And I know that is mine because I was able to see it. I got so in depth with it, honey. I tasted the food that I was writing in my journal. That's how deep it was. Like, you have to really know how magical and powerful. Let's just take out the magic part. Just how powerful you are. If you look back at your life and through your journey, you would know that everything in your life you created, you asked for. You might not have thought you verbally asked for it, but subconsciously you did. You might have thought about it. You might have imagined it. You might even have asked for it and just didn't know it. But in some form or fashion, your life you created. And when you grasp that, you will be more mindful of what you think and what you say and what you feel. Hold you accountable and then allow your true self, your highest self, your best self to take the lead and finish writing the rest of this story. All right? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace, love, and the most beautiful light.